Hey guys! In today's video, I'll be reviewing the top 8 graphics card. I made this list based on my personal opinion, and I tried to rank them based on their quality, durability, customer reviews, and more. If you want to know about the best pricing and more information, you can check the description links below. Number 8 in my list is MSI Gaming Radeon RX 6800 graphics card. AMD's Navi 21 GPUs like the Radeon RX 6800 can still represent a better value than some of the latest additions, though the supply of other models like the 6800 XT, 6900 XT, and 6950 XT seems to be disappearing fast, and prices are fluctuating a lot. The RX 6800 provides excellent rasterization performance and can handle ray tracing games at 1080 pixels as well, thanks to the RDNA2 architecture. At current prices, the RX 6800 is your best bet for a Navi 21 graphics card, starting at under $500. We wouldn't go much above that point, and do keep an eye out for other previous generation deals. The Navi 21 GPU was affectionately dubbed Big Navi prior to launch by the enthusiast community, and we got exactly what we wanted. It's over twice the size of the previous generation Navi 10, with twice the shader cores and twice the RAM. Clock speeds are also boosted into the 2.1 to 2.4 GHz range, depending on the card model, and AMD did all this without substantially increasing power requirements. The RX 6800 has a 250 WTBP, lower than the competing RTX 3080's 320 WTBP. Number 7 in my list is Intel Arc A770 graphics card. Testing the Intel Arc A770 limited edition was a bit like dealing with Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. At times, performance looked excellent, sometimes even matching the GeForce RTX 3060 Ti. Other times, Arc came up far short of expectations, trailing the RTX 3060. The drivers continue to improve, however, and we can't help but feel there's as yet untapped potential. The feature set with the A770 limited edition also impresses. A full 16 GB of GDDR6 running at 17.5 Gbps on a 256-bit memory interface. That beats the similarly priced AMD 6700 XT and Nvidia RTX 3060 competition by 33%. Intel also doesn't make any apologies for its ray tracing performance either, mostly going blow for blow with the 3060 and coming out on top. Except in Minecraft, where the game doesn't do so well. Arc support for that game was only recently added. Number 6 in my list is ZOTAC Gaming GeForce RTX 3060 graphics card. As we enter the lower end of the price and performance ladder with Nvidia's desktop Ampere lineup, the cuts to processing power become more significant. The RTX 3060 uses Nvidia's GA106 GPU, with a 192-bit memory interface and 12 GB VRAM. That's quite a bit better than the RTX 3050. But still a big step down from the GA104 chip used in RTX 3060 Ti, which has 36% more GPU cores. Overall performance is similar to the RTX 2070, so 2.5 years later, Nvidia matched the performance of a formerly $500 graphics card with a $330 alternative. And hey, as we now commence with the next generation RTX 40 series cards, the RTX 3060 is finally available for close to its MSRP. Still, the RTX 3060 delivers a decent overall value, especially when you factor in ray tracing and DLSS performance. VRAM capacity isn't a problem, and there are a few instances where the 3060 starts to close the gap with the 3060 Ti. It never quite gets there in a meaningful way, however, and the 3060 Ti might be a better choice if you can find one at a reasonable price. And if you don't want an AMD card and are still hoping for something extra, check out our wild card pick a couple slots down, the Intel Arc A770 16 GB. Number 5 in my list is XFX Speedster ADRC 310 graphics card. With prices heading up on previous generation cards, we're left looking for the best options. AMD's new RX 7900 XT generally beats the RTX 4070 Ti in rasterization performance, but trails by quite a bit in ray tracing games, though thankfully the extra $100 in MSRP has now effectively evaporated. That brings price parity from AMD, and you get all the latest AMD Radeon 3 architectural updates. AMD also doesn't skimp on VRAM, providing you with 20 gigabytes. That's 67% more than the competing 4070 Ti. Another potential bonus is that there weren't any vapor chamber cooling problems on the reference 7900 XT cards, unlike its bigger sibling, so you can safely pick one of those up and not worry about a potential RMA delay. You won't get DLSS support, and while it's possible to run AI workloads on AMD's GPUs, performance can at times be substantially slower. That's because the AI accelerators in Radeon 3 share the same execution pipelines as the GPU shaders, and FP16 or INT8 throughput is only double the FP32 rate. That's enough for AI inference, mostly, but it basically only matches a modest GPU like the RTX 3060 in pure AI number crunching. A lot of AI projects are also heavily invested in Nvidia's ecosystem, which makes them easier to get running. Number 4 in my list is MSI Gaming GeForce RTX 4070 graphics card. We're in the midst of a transition between old and new generation GPUs, and it leads to some tough decisions. The new RTX 4070 Ti didn't wow us with extreme performance or value, but it's still 10 to 15% faster than the previous generation RTX 3080, comes with the latest Ada Lovelace architecture and features, and only costs about 20% more than the cheapest 3080, with many of the 3080 cards now priced higher than the 4070 Ti. It's not going to win anyone over to Nvidia's way of thinking, where it charges the absolute maximum it feels it can get away with. This is basically half of an RTX 4090 for half the price. The previous generation 3070 Ti was more like 65% of the RTX 3090, at 40% of the price. Ah, how we miss the good old days. Except cryptocurrency mining totally messed up retail prices for the past 2 years. So today's not great prices are actually better than what we were dealing with in 2021 and 2022. Number 3 in my list is MSI Gaming AMD Radeon RX 6600 graphics card. The Radeon RX 6600 takes everything good about the above 6650 XT and then scales it back slightly. It's about 15% slower overall, just a bit behind the RTX 3060 as well in non-RT games. But in our testing it was still 30% faster than the RTX 3050. Prices have crept back up to $225 right now, though we saw it going for just over $200 for the past couple of months, so hopefully pricing comes back down. It's still going for a lot less than AMD's official $329 MSRP, which felt somewhat high at launch. Not that we ever saw those prices in meaningful quantities until after Ethereum mining ended. But with cards now shipping well below MSRP, this represents the second best overall bang for the buck, right behind the RX 6650 XT. If you're not interested in the new round of extremely expensive GPUs from AMD and Nvidia and just want a decent mainstream solution, this is a great option. Number 2 in my list is MSI Gaming Radeon RX 6650 XT graphics card. AMD's mainstream GPUs at present use the Navi 23 architecture. Normally, we'd expect a 32 CU variant of Navi 22, dubbed the RX 6700 Non-XT, but AMD trimmed CU counts, memory interface width, and infinity cache sizes to get a smaller and less expensive chip that still performs well. Note that the Radeon RX 6700 now exists, with 10 GB of VRAM, though it costs more and only delivers a minor bump in performance. The RX 6650 XT is a refresh and replacement for the existing RX 6600 XT, offering slightly more performance at basically the same price. The 6600 XT is officially end of life now, so prices have started to trend upward. Performance ends up slightly above the previous Gen RX 5700 XT, which is impressive considering the memory bus has been cut in half to just 128 bits. There's understandable concern with the 8 GB of VRAM, however, and there are certainly cases where the RTX 3060 ends up as the better choice, especially if you factor in DLSS and DXR. Number 1 in my list is Sapphire AMD Radeon RX 7900 Gaming Graphics Card. The Red Team King is dead. Long live the Red Team King. AMD's Radeon RX 7900 XTX has supplanted the previous generation RX 6950 XT at the top of the charts with a price bump to match. Ostensibly priced at $999, it sold out almost immediately, but supply has now caught up to demand. And there's good reason for the demand, as the 7900 XTX comes packing AMD's latest RDNA 3 architecture. That gives the 7900 XTX a lot more potential compute, and you get 33% more memory and bandwidth as well. Compared to the 6950 XT, on average the new GPU is 32% faster in our rasterization test suite and 42% faster in ray tracing games. And it delivers that performance boost without dramatically increasing power use or graphics card size. The second-string RX 7900 XT falls behind by 15% as well, so saving $100 for the lesser card doesn't make a lot of sense, which is why street prices have fallen another $100 on the XT. Alright guys, this was our today's video. If you find this video helpful for you, then like the video, and if you come to our channel first time, then hit the subscribe button for our amazing upcoming videos. Be sure to check out the links in the description for the updated price of all products discussed in this video. Hope you have a great day and see you soon in the next video.